In Washington about a potential government shutdown. The clock is ticking to pass legislation to keep the doors open and running past September 30th. Republicans have presented a stopgap plan that would last until just before Thanksgiving, but it does seem that Democrats might be digging in for a fight. With us is Congressman Jimmy Gomez, a Democrat from California. Congressman, great to see you. So back in March, then Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer opted not to fight, basically, to reach a deal and not shut the government down. What are you hearing from leadership this time?
Well, I think that leadership is really focused on one thing: stopping the economic and personal financial pain that the American family is experiencing. We've seen prices go up, up, and up. Donald Trump has done nothing to actually address it. So what the leadership is saying that is, if you want our support on the Senate side and the House side, you need to take care of these enhanced ACA subsidies. If they don't do that, the subsidies when it comes to families and the ACA on the coverage on the exchanges will go up. People's health care premiums go up. That means that they're going to be paying more out of pocket. It goes from $250 to $1,800 a month for a family of four. That's outrageous. So the leadership is focused on making sure that this economic pain and the financial pain that American families are feeling ends, or at least is blunted under this administration. Yeah, what you're talking about is these Obamacare, enhanced Obamacare subsidies that were passed during the Biden administration. If action is not taken, they expire, which could, depending on how you look at it, lead to a cut in health care benefits for a lot of Americans. You're saying if an extension is not included, you think that's worth shutting the government down? I think the leadership is that's their position. I think that we have to see what happens. But right now, we're not hearing much from the Senate Majority Leader, and we're not hearing much from the House Speaker. So we have to see what they say, but we're not hearing much from their side of the aisle either. What do you think about government shutdowns in general? Who wins? Well, I think nobody wins in the end, but what we need to do is basically say what our values are. And one of the things that we've seen with the Republicans is we know what their values are. They passed one big billionaire bill that gave massive tax breaks to the highest income earners and corporations while taking away Medicaid from 17 million people, as well as food assistance. So it's about values. And one of the things we know is that they talk a lot about family values, but they don't actually value families. One of the things that's been happening the last week in Congress is a lot of introspection, right? Discussions following the violence that we saw there. And it does make me wonder how much Democrats and Republicans work together and maybe could work together more. What are you working on with Republicans? What efforts do you personally have where you've reached across the aisle to work with Republican members? I'm actually working with a gentleman named Mike Carey, a Republican from Ohio. We have a piece of legislation that will give a tax credit to convert underutilized commercial real estate and office space to housing, because the housing crisis is impacting every state, every community, and we believe that we have to tackle it head on. So that's just one example where I'm working with people. I'm also a part of a bipartisan group to tackle the paid family leave issue. We might not agree on that issue on how to do it, but we agree that it is a problem that we have to solve that for the American people. Do you ever hang out with Republican members in Washington? You know, this is something that used to happen, 30, 40 years ago before people went home every weekend. There used to be collegiality. What about that? No, not really. I'll be honest with you. I don't really hang out with them. I talk to them in my committee. That's where I spend most of my time. Outside of Congress, it's really work, or family. So I don't spend time outside, but I have taken trips where I had interacted with them. And you know what? We disagree on a lot of different issues. But here's the one thing. I don't think that any harm should come to any of them. That people should be able to speak their voice, represent their constituents full throttle, and not be worried if they're going to come home at night or not.
Yeah, and I appreciate you being honest with me there, but you do also appreciate why I'm asking, because it is a different time in Congress right now where you don't quite see some of that interaction that you might have seen years ago. There are other reasons for it, but one of the reasons is increased partisanship, to be sure. So I do appreciate the honest answer there. Listen, back to the shutdown for a moment, if I can. What concerns do you have that it could actually empower President Trump, empower the executive? Because one of the things that could happen is in a vacuum with certain things shut down, maybe the president could try to do even more.
Well, the president has not been bound by the Constitution or the rule of law. Remember, this guy is federalizing the National Guard and sending in Marines to American cities. He doesn't care about the law. So he's going to do what he wants to do no matter what. And then when we pass spending, he still decided not to use that money. So this president, it doesn't matter if the government is open or not. We believe that he's been constantly in violation of the law, the money that's been appropriated by Congress, as well as, I would say, the Constitution itself. So if it's shut down or it's not, this guy's going to do what he wants anyways, especially with the Republican majority here in the House that capitulates on every single issue, from the authority to impose tariffs to spending, you name it. This Republican majority has basically thrown up their hands and saying we have no say in our government and what Donald Trump actually does.
Congressman Jimmy Gomez from California, thanks for being with us today. I appreciate it. Kate?
The first rate cut of the second term, that could be coming from